here.
You got pills to move. I got the bodies you need to move them.
Now's the time to send the Serbs a bigger message.
That's the only way they ever gonna learn who really owns this city.
It'll be your next if you fail me.
We ain't in the failing business.
All right, let's get started today. First off, my name is Nigeria Chambers of Big O Belt Media, and Sharon, is a pleasure to talk to you today about your episode that dropped today on Stars. That's episode 7, our Power Book 4 for season 2. How are you doing?
What up, Nigeria? Oh, we have been waiting for this. We shot this a year ago.
Yeah,
August 2022, man. So we've been looking forward to this.
That's amazing. You and Anthony, absolutely a pivotal episode 7 here. I have a lot of questions, and I've been, as much as this show is about Tommy, I've really been intrigued about the storytelling with Claudia. Could you? There was a lot in this episode. Obviously, Claudia has been going through sort of a power struggle, and ups and downs, and her voyage to claim that. But this episode, we saw something very interesting, or heard something very interesting. And at a point now, it doesn't seem like it's about domination in drugs or even the visibility in drugs. It seems like she's opting to prove to Walter, her dad, that she belongs. Could you talk about writing Claudia, or excuse me, in this episode, directing with Lily and working with the character Claudia and the things that we learned about her this episode? Could you talk about how you wanted to implement this art, your part of the story in this episode?
Yeah, I think what's great about episode 207 is there's a lot of strong women in this
I'm
episode.
getting there. Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. So I think what was so cool about Claudia and working with Lily is she really leaned into that kind of idea of, I don't know what this Black woman's doing in my house. Like, she definitely leaned into that, which as an actor I really appreciate, because that's the truth of Claudia, right? Claudia's never been up close to the drugs in this kind of way, or with somebody like Shanti, ever. And I think what I love is that she's finding power, her own power, which is kind of what the season and the whole episode is about, is she's finding her voice. She's finding a way to, yeah, you're right. It's not just one up her brother, but really, I think it hurt her that her dad ignored her, did not see her. Walter just treated her invisible, gave Vic all of the business. I think she's finding in herself that she's a businesswoman, that she's smart, that she can do it in her own way. And she's doing it outside of Tommy, which is deep, right? Very deep.
Yeah. To think, season 2, episode 7, and this is like the self-discovery episode for Claudia. We've seen Claudia every episode, but this was truly the most defining in terms of her art, which again, I thought you two did a fantastic job in this episode. Now, since the introduction, the announcement of season 2, showstopper, Shanti, the name, we got the bio, we got minor tidbits, but this was truly the coming out party for this character. Can you talk about truly introducing Shanti? Thank you, by the way.
Yes. I agree. She was fire in this episode, fire, because we get to actually see her physically boxing. So you go, okay, she's got strength. And then when she drapes up, right? Just drapes him up and schools him, you're like, don't mess with Shanti. And even the way she interacts with Jannard, like, she's like, I don't want you to be mad, but it's never from a victim stance. And when we were working on in fact, that was the first scene we shot, was her and Claudia in Claudia's apartment. And she sat on that, and took up all that space. And there's this piece of artwork behind her that, to me, it's not what it is, but it looked like a Black woman in chains.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want you to sit in front of that and take up your space. And she's a baller. Like, she just takes Claudia to the, to the nth degree. And so she is showstopper. And even when Tommy walks into her boxing ring, she don't mess. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
yeah. So I just want to say that actress, Adrienne Walker, I worked with her first on Law and Order, Organized Crime. That was the first TV show she did. And she
Yeah.
killed it on that. And so when I saw that she got cast on this, I was super excited about working with her.
You're just like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I
Yeah,
got some
yeah.
things up my sleeve for you. Yeah, truly, again, thank you. I've been waiting for the true introduction of this character. And this was certainly it. Because again, with a name like Showstopper, somebody who loves combat sports, I'm like, I want to feel that intimidation. And I thought it was also very telling and powerful for her to announce, sort of proclaim herself as the smartest person. You know, could you talk about why that scene was very important for this character?
Yeah, because I think that she could be seen as an appendage to Jannard, right? Or just seen as a drug mule to Claudia. And I think in that scene, it's very clear Shanti is smart. She's got strategy. It's not just all force. So she has strategy, smarts, looks, and she can box the shit out of anybody. So she's
Yeah,
unstoppable. She's a
absolutely. And
showstopper and
resource,
unstoppable.
1,000%, and resources too. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the fans, oh, they've been on to her pretty early. Everybody says, oh, it's a chess move for her. And again, this is why this episode thought was really important. And also to continue to focus on the women. We're not going to even pretend like she's just a supporting character, because now I see she may actually be a problem with everything that's kind of going on. That's Elise. Elise is not here for the unity. She's not here for the establishment that could be created here. She's like, Claudia, I may not know too much about drugs, but I'll learn it because I like you. And we don't need Shanti. We can do this. This is truly the conflict right now. Because one, you have Claudia, who may actually get everything she wants. We also see Claudia for the first time actually ever show true emotions. All these other transactions that happen were just business moves. But now we see somebody that knows her, that can soften her up. You know, she can truly be herself. So in one way, she's like, oh, I could go with Elise and have that, or I can go with Shanti and have everything I've been thinking I wanted or needed per se. Could you talk about Elise being the ripple, or should I say almost the conflict for Claudia after Walter's gone? Here we go again with another issue.
I love that you zeroed in on her because, you know, in the episode, she's seen, because she's kind of scared when they get robbed, right? So you can
Yeah.
see she's kind of like not used to it. But then in that scene with at dinner, she's like, no, I'm stepping up. I'm there for it. I'm in it. But isn't it crazy that she just straight up doesn't like Shanti? Like just straight up. Because
Oh,
she can
1,000.
see.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead.
No, 1,000%. I'm even willing to think that Elise may possibly have something to do with that robbery inside the club there. I think there may be a little bit up her sleeve as well, because she's been very adamant of we don't need Shanti, who has all the resources, who has the muscle, who has the brain power. How could you not want to leverage that? Something's fishy with her.
And also, I think it puts Claudia in the position where you're like, come on, Claudia, don't make a stupid move. You haven't shown any vulnerability. You haven't, like, all your love interests have been purely sexual. So now you're going to let this one come in between what you could have.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about Shanti, yes, she's got strategy and all of that, but she's straight up.
Yeah,
Like,
1,000%.
let's
Oh
do
yeah.
this. Yeah, Elise is not.
Listen, for my final question here, being a part of now the Power family, and again with an amazing and very pivotal episode 7, what has it meant, especially even coming off of like last week and just looking at this director's cast that you have, that's star-studded alone here. Being a part of this family, what has it meant to you?
You know, honestly, one of the highlights is meeting Robert Townsend,
Yeah,
you know, who directed. Yeah. So
that's
the Power universe, and I don't say this lightly, they invite you in and you feel like you're part of a family.
yeah.
You do definitely feel like you're part of a family. And I think, you know, because the fans take this show so seriously, we take this show so seriously. So, I mean, I prep for every show, but when I did Power Force, and I did Power Ghost this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an honor to be helming these stories.
Yeah.
Because it's a whole universe. Yeah.
Yeah. And all due and love and respect to Ghost, Force, by all means, this is the star-studded cast. This directing crew is just amazing. It is a pleasure for you to be a part of the family and a pleasure to talk to you today. And also, again, you and Anthony did a fantastic job with episode 7, really getting things brewing up once again. It's almost like this was like a beginning of a season. So many more questions are at bay now here. We're almost at the finale. So I love it. This is why I love Power. And I thank you again for your work for the show.
I appreciate you. Thank you. And big up to Anthony.
Thank you so much for your time, Sharon. I hope you have a good
All
day.
right. Take care.
Take care.